Hey guys, back again with another video. Yeah, a lot of people are doing these types of videos, and I'm sure people might be sick of these videos by now. But I figured, you know what, I might as well give my thoughts on this. Obviously, the big news out of Nintendo a while ago, the Nintendo Switch, their new console. They had a reveal trailer for it, previously known as the NX. This trailer was kind of like almost like a commercial, really, showing like the concept of it. A lot of hype for this thing. I've seen a lot of hype for it. It's pretty crazy. At first, when I watched this trailer, I wasn't too excited. The main like hook with this system is actually not the exciting thing for me. Obviously everyone's seen this by now. It's a hybrid. It's a console handheld hybrid, and this is exactly what the rumors were indicating out of Eurogamer. So that all that stuff was true. Now, I guess there's a lot to say about this. So I guess we should start with probably negatives and then move on to positives. Okay, so for one, I guess I should say right away that apparently Nintendo's not going to be talking about this until next year now. There's a rumor that they're not going to be talking about the games or the specs or anything like that. Although we have gotten a few details leaked, I believe, out of a few people. From what I've seen, 32 gigabytes internal storage, which is like the Wii U Deluxe, which honestly, I've seen a lot of people that say they're okay with this. If there's a lot of like downloadable content and virtual console support, which I really hope they have that, 32 gigabytes is not enough. On my Wii U, for instance, I've pretty much run out of space. Like it's just not enough. But yeah, moving on from that, I guess. Rumors are that it's actually less powerful than the PS4 and Xbox One, which that could be kind of bad because now they have like this list of all like these publisher and developer support partners, and almost everybody you can think of is on that list. But we've actually seen lists like that for their previous systems, the Wii and Wii U, and we all know how that turned out. A lot of those developers dropped support because with the Wii, it was underpowered compared to the 360 and PS3, and the Wii U because it just wasn't selling well, and also it was underpowered compared to the other two systems. And hearing that this one's underpowered as well, we might see a lot of developers kind of dropping support, and again making the games for Xbox One and PS4, but not the Switch because it's just simply can't handle the game. So yeah, that could be a bit of a problem, but we'll have to. I guess we'll have to kind of see on that. They didn't reveal too much really about the specs, but these are the kind of rumors that are out there. Region free. It is region free from what a lot of people are saying, which is great. Finally, Nintendo fucking makes their systems region free. No backwards compatibility. It looks like you've got to use carts for the games. Like games are actually going to be on cartridges now, which is pretty hilarious. But yeah, you're not going to be able to play Wii U games on this thing because obviously you need a disc. And from what we've seen in that video, and a lot of people are saying, it doesn't look like there's actually anywhere to put a disc of any kind. No disc drive. Now that, like, for me, it's not that big a deal because I was always going to keep my Wii U. But for people that sold their Wii U and still want to play games on those, it's definitely a bit of a bummer. But maybe the Wii U is going to get cheap now, and in the next few months or a year, really. So, you know what? Usually, I think backwards compatibility, honestly, is something every system should have. So it does suck, but it's not a huge deal to me, I guess. The games, from what they showed in the trailer, we had Splatoon, which that was already rumored to get an NX port. So honestly, I'm actually kind of looking forward to that because I haven't played Splatoon. It's one of the Wii U games I don't have. So that's actually kind of interesting to me. They showed obviously the new Zelda, which I don't know if I'm going to get a Switch on day one. I have to wait to see what the launch lineup is like and then what future games are going to be like. I usually don't buy consoles on day one. In fact, I never have. I've only bought handhelds on day one, funny enough, probably because they're cheaper usually. But Yeah, the new Zelda is obviously going to be on there on day one, but I'm probably going to get the Wii U version of that. They did show a new Mario, and that looked exciting because the viewpoint of it looked like it was back to like a Galaxy or Mario 64 style Mario game. But the visuals looked very much like Mario 3D World, like the environments they showed off. But that could be very exciting, especially if that's a launch title. If that's like a launch title, then and there's a lot of other good games. I might actually get an NX Day one. I'm actually looking forward to that. But yeah, I mean the main concept with this game, there's a lot of interesting things with it. The controller is weird, where it's got like the docking station and then the two kind of almost nunchuck type controllers on the left and right. You can kind of detach them, and they're called the Joy-Con controller. It's weird. It's kind of odd looking at it. Like you saw the guy in the plane. And he's got the two controllers and he's playing Skyrim, which hilariously enough, Skyrim and some NBA game were shown there, and they're not confirmed for the system. They're not like they might not actually even come out for the system, which I found that kind of funny. How they had to come out and say that afterwards. But yeah, the controller is weird. It looks like it looks like it's probably going to be comfortable enough. People did notice that there was one button on the controller that people couldn't really figure out what it was, and I think a lot of people are saying like it's going to be a share button, which if you can stream from this thing like with the PS4 and Xbox One, that's fantastic. I'm really hoping for that because that's one of my favorite things about the PS4. Obviously, we haven't really seen like the operating system for this thing, like the menus or the UI or anything. I'm interested to see that stuff. I imagine it's actually going to be fast and better this time compared to the Wii U, which absolutely sucked. Hopefully, like their online stuff is a lot better this time around. Like I said before, the Virtual Console, I really hope it's on this. I hope for GameCube support. I think that would be killer. Because I don't have a Wii or a GameCube, and GameCube games are getting really expensive now. So to be able to have those on a Virtual Console service, I think it would be great. The question is whether they're gonna all the Virtual Console games you already own, if you're gonna be able to transfer them to this. If they pull that again, like from the Wii to the Wii U, and you have to pay for all your shit again, that's going to be really frustrating. Unfortunately, I expect that kind of garbage from Nintendo. But hopefully, maybe, with the region free is a nice step, and if that share button is true, that's a nice step as well. So maybe, you never know with that stuff. What else with it? Obviously, yeah, like I said before, the hybrid, you can take this with you and you get like this screen, like this tablet screen. You can connect it to a dock at home and play on your big screen, and then you can bring it with you and you can play local multiplayer with people. Now this is the part of the trailer that made me laugh because this is so impractical. Now, for one thing, every multiplayer game that they were playing when in these crowded public places, it was 2-player. Like from what I saw, I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe like their NBA part, they showed 4 people playing on one screen, so maybe there is 4-player, but a lot of it was 2-player. But like this tablet screen is fine for a single player playing a single player game, and you're on like a bus or something like that, and you're playing this. But if you're bringing this like in a public place and people are playing and sitting down and watching on this tiny screen, I don't buy it. I don't buy people wanting that experience. For instance, they showed these people in this like van playing Mario Kart split screen on this tiny screen, and they're hunched over looking at this tiny screen. And I laughed out loud because it's the most stupid shit ever. No one's gonna do that. No one's gonna do that. Like if seriously someone's like, "Hey, you want to play Mario Kart split screen on this?" I'd be like, "Fuck no." Like, I'm not fucking squinting to see the screen. Like, it would be unplayable. I just had to laugh at that. I really question whether this can be popular in that kind of setting. Like, the main focus of the trailer is just interesting, too, the demographics of this trailer. Like, all of them were, like, these people in their, like, late 20s, early 30s. And it was focusing on, like, these public places and people playing, like, outdoors and things like that. And I just don't see that being a common thing. I just don't. I don't know. It's weird to me. I think the exciting thing for a lot of people is just the fact that you have, a console and handheld hybrid that you can bring with you anywhere. Now, the battery life, I think, is going to be terrible. I think this is going to be another problem with this system. From what I've heard, rumors are it's around 3 hours, which is That's bad. That's really bad. Which is unfortunate. The screen does look nice. Like the quality on it apparently is going to be really nice. I think it was like 720p resolution on that tablet screen, which is nice. But yeah, okay, I'm kind of weird in the sense where I'm actually looking more forward to it as a console, and that's I think what Nintendo has said. It's like a console, a home console first and foremost. The handheld part of it, I'm not crazy about. Now, I live in Toronto now, so and I take public transit now, so I can actually make use of handheld gaming more. But most of the time, I think I'd still rather just like bring music, listen to music, and I'm never on like a bus or the subway for that long, anyways. So I've never been much of a handheld guy. I just don't bring handhelds with me in a lot of situations. Maybe in the future that could change, but it's never been a big thing with me. I don't buy handhelds because they're handhelds. I don't enjoy handhelds because they're handhelds. I buy them because the library of games is usually really good. The 3DS has an amazing library of games, but at home it's not a terribly comfortable experience for me sitting on like a couch or a chair and staring at the screen. A lot of people mention like sitting in bed, laying in bed, playing their game, and I like that's not comfortable to me. I hate doing that. So I'm kind of more of a console person, but so the whole handheld part of it is not actually that exciting for me. But what I think is exciting about this system, and the more time I've had to reflect on this, the more excited I am, and that's the fact that Nintendo is unifying their platform. They're essentially going to be doing away with the 3DS, at least after a little bit, and this is going to be their only platform. When you buy a game from them, it's going to be on this system and nothing else, and I think that has a lot of potential for the future. And I've said this on Twitter, but I think this is actually, to me, this is the best part of the system, the Nintendo Switch. I think this is the most exciting thing, this unified platform, because they can basically devote all their time to making these games for this one platform. So imagine, if you will, the 3DS and the Wii U was like its own platform, and every game that was on 3DS, every game that was on Wii U, combine those game libraries onto one system. That's a hell of a library. That's a ton of great games. Imagine the GameCube and the GBA. Again, a ton of great games. Obviously, this is this is a little different. They're two vastly different systems. But the fact that Nintendo can devote all their resources and have all their second parties and things like that, creating games for this one platform, in theory, that means you'd get a lot more games. You wouldn't get these staggered releases that you do on like the Wii U, for instance. So I think that's really exciting. All the classic Nintendo franchises, like a lot of them that were traditionally handheld only, Fire Emblem has been this way for a while. Guess what? Now you'll get a Fire Emblem that you can play portably and on the big screen. Monster Hunter, I think that's a very exciting prospect. Finally playing Monster Hunter on the big screen again. I know the Wii U Monster Hunter wasn't too long ago, but I mean the last two Monster Hunter games have been on 3DS, and that's fine. But I much prefer that game on the big screen. So that's a big plus. A lot of like these big flashy console Nintendo games, like something akin to Super Mario 3D World. Now you've got something like that portable. And even if Skyrim does come out for this thing, that's a cool thing too. A game like that on a portable, I think that's that's awesome. I think that's great. So this is the most exciting thing for me. And if the support is really good, and I think the Nintendo is obviously going to be keeping, they're going to keep making great games. Now, I will say this is probably not going to be as exciting for people that don't like Nintendo first-party games. But I mean, people that don't like Nintendo first-party games, I don't think they really buy Nintendo systems in the first place. I hope this is like the 3DS, where it gets a lot of JRPGs. Like that system is like a JRPG machine. And I'm hoping that that's the same thing with the Switch, and being able to play a lot of those games on the big screen. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, the potential of the game library in the future is pretty crazy. I like this system has the potential to have the best lineup of games that they've ever had. Obviously, we're probably going to get another Metroid game at some point. Well, maybe not. But Retro Studios is working on a new game. That's obviously going to be on this, which is, I think, exciting. And if the third-party support does stick, oh man, like From Software was on that list. A Souls game that you can take anywhere, a portable Souls game, that'd be pretty cool. exciting things for the future. It's just the reveal itself isn't initially exciting. I think it's more exciting thinking about the future. But I gotta say, I think I am hyping myself up a little too much. I'm gonna try to not hype myself up too much. I think people are also getting a little out of hand with the hype. I think it's never good to hype things up too much. Look at No Man's Sky. It's just, reserved expectations are good. I mean, I don't think it's good to have like completely negative expectations all the time, because then you kind of become like pessimistic and cynical, and just nothing is ever going to really excite you or anything like that. And I do think it's good to be, kind of excited for like the industry and things that are coming up in the future. But yeah, I do think it is a little out of hand for what we've seen for such just a short reveal trailer. We need a lot more information on this before we get too crazy. But yeah, I gotta say, initially it wasn't that exciting to me, and a lot of the things people are super excited about for this thing are not a big deal for me. The whole handheld part of it for me is just kind of like whatever. But the unified platform, I think that's the big thing with this Nintendo Switch. Now, I guess I'll leave off with like, what do I think? Like, is this system gonna break through the mainstream? That's a tough one. I don't know, man. It's weird. Because the Wii did so well because it was this new gimmick that people just loved and ate up. All these people that didn't really play video games before, and then people eventually just got sick of it. The gimmick is not like that. It's not like it's a new thing, but it's not that new, really. Like, it's not like this crazy concept. It was kind of expected from Nintendo, and honestly, it's kind of a change. Like, that unified platform thing is kind of like the change they really needed. I think, honestly, they kind of needed to do something like this. Like, this is kind of what they needed to do with their next home console. I don't really see what else they could have done here. I just worry about the sales. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna do all that well. We'll see. If they get like the third party support and they get a lot of the games that are on PS4 and Xbox One, maybe. I don't know, but I don't know much about that stuff. With marketing and things like that. It's hard to tell with that kind of stuff, and it's too early to say with this kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely looking forward to hearing more about this. What do you guys think? I'm sure everyone has their opinions on this. This video has gone on longer than I thought, but yeah, I'm not super hyped like a lot of people are, but I think there's a lot of potential. But for now, I'm just kind of like cautiously optimistic, I guess is what I would say. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.